What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be talking about Money in the Bank 2024. It's looking like a really stacked match card, I will say. It's just going to be me doing the predictions. Tears and QJ cannot make it for this video, and that's all good. So let's get into it. So Money in the Bank should be an exciting pay-per-view, one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year. I really like the opportunity that persists with Money in the Bank. I usually hope, like most of the time, that somebody new wins Money in the Bank. Obviously, there's been two-time Money in the Bank winners, and wrestlers who have won world titles win the Money in the Bank and win another one. It happens. But I'm usually a guy, hoping men and women who never had a world title opportunity or a world title match win Money in the Bank, and then you make a new star. So hopefully that's another case of this pay. We're gonna start off with the World Heavyweight Championship match. Damian Priest, the champion, versus Seth frickin' Rollins. Now, I've been back and forth on this match. I really have, just because it's like there's so many different scenarios they can go with this match. Because like they've been teasing Damian Priest and Finn Balor, feuding, and I was one of them people. If you guys watched our other episode, I think it was like 2 weeks ago or two episodes ago, where me, Tears, and QJ discussed who we think should win Money in the Bank. We had to choose between Finn Balor and Jey Uso, and I thought Finn would be a perfect person to win Money in the Bank just because of him and Priest's story. But it doesn't look like they're going that direction. Finn got eliminated in I think like the first week of the qualifying. So you got Damian Priest, Seth Rollins. Now, the winner of this looks like they're going to be facing Gunther at SummerSlam. Now, that's something you got to keep in mind. I still think Gunther will win that match. I'm about 60% Priest and 40% Rollins in this match. I think Priest is going to eventually drop the title to Gunther at SummerSlam. That's why I think he will end up retaining. Either Balor's going to actually help him, or they're going to get into an argument, or he's going to, make amends and help Priest retain. But I could also see Balor accidentally costing Priest this match, and Rollins wins, and it's Rollins and Gunther at SummerSlam, which is a big time main event match. And then they do Priest and Balor without a title. But I'm gonna go they have Priest retain in this match just because I feel like if you have Rollins win and then you have Gunther win at SummerSlam, it just feels like they're hot potato in the title a little bit. Rollins could beat Gunther, that's definitely a possibility. But I feel like, Gunther beating Priest is probably the logical scenario, even though the sound of Rollins against Gunther sounds awesome. I know I'm saying Gunther against Rollins. I mean, listen, from a wrestling standpoint, that kicking off SummerSlam, because it looks like Cody and Solo will main event it, it don't get much better than that. But like I said, I think Priest wins this match by, I don't see him beating Rollins clean. Finn's going to have something to do with the finish. I could see Finn screwing Balor or accidentally helping Balor. Not accidentally, but helping Balor. Or helping Priest, excuse me. We'll have to see, though. It's going to be an interesting matchup. So we have the Intercontinental Championship. Braun Breaker, the challenger, against Sami Zayn. And this is an interesting matchup because they've really been having Braun Breaker look like an absolute stud since he debuted on the main roster. I shouldn't say debut, since they started making him more impactful on the shows. He's really just been killing everybody. The guy's the future of the company. Most of us know Netflix is very high on Braun Breaker. Why wouldn't they be? He's going to be an absolute star. I'm going to go Braun Breaker wins this. Sami hasn't been champ for very long, but them having Sami Zayn pin Braun Breaker, I just do not see it happening. This could be, catapult to Braun Breaker, kind of doing what Gunther did, where he wins the Intercontinental title, holds it for 5, 6, 7 months, and he could lose it in a triple threat or fatal four way. So I'm gonna go Braun Breaker beats Sami Zayn, a very good match. I'm sure these guys are gonna tear the house down and have a very fun match. So I'm gonna go Braun Breaker. So we have Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa. It's an interesting match. Like I said before, they're setting up Cody and Solo for the main event of SummerSlam. This is just a step forward towards that. I'm going to go the Bloodline wins. I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like KO is probably going to take the pin in this match. It really could go either way, but I feel like Solo's going to end up pinning KO. I know there's a lot of fans who think that Roman Reigns potentially could show up at this show. I don't think it's going to happen yet. I think they're going to wait till SummerSlam. I post a TikTok saying I don't get why Solo's getting a title shot. I kind of understand it more now. The fans are telling me, well, that's the story. He's not earning any of this. And Reigns told him not to attack Cody and all this, so I understand him more now. But I'm going to go Solo Sikoa pins Kevin Owens, a back and forth match. But I could see the other team winning too, and Tungaloa or Tama Tonga taking a pin. Really, in the scheme of things, this match doesn't really mean a whole lot. If you have KO or, Tungaloa or Tama Tonga take the pin, it's really not going to hurt anybody. It's just to have the world champion on the card, in my opinion, and further the feud. So Solo Sikoa pins Kevin Owens. So let's get into the Money in the Bank. The men's Money in the Bank ladder match. You got LA Knight, yeah. Jey Uso, yeet. Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, Chad Gable, and Drew McIntyre. Now, this match has been tough because I could see three different men winning this match. LA Knight, I know a lot of fans want him to win. It sounds like he's going after Logan Paul. He just pinned Logan Paul to qualify for this match. So it wouldn't really make sense if you're having him challenge Logan Paul. I mean, I guess you could have one Money in the Bank and he still challenge Logan Paul, but I think Logan Paul is going to come out, screw LA Knight. That's going to further their feud. Jey Uso is obviously the favorite. He's over as hell right now with the crowd. He's really, arguably, besides Cody, the biggest babyface they got right now. So you could definitely see why they would want to put the Money in the Bank on Jey Uso. I've heard a lot of fans think that the Bloodline is going to come out and screw Jey Uso, or maybe Jimmy comes back and screws him. I don't know if I see that. Maybe, but I'm going to go Jey Uso. But the other two I could potentially see winning. Carmelo Hayes, no. Not really his time yet. I'm a huge Carmelo Hayes fan. I think he's great. I just don't really see them putting it on him yet. Andrade feels like he's just in this match to really do some cool stuff. Don't really see him winning either. Chad Gable's definitely a sleeper. And Tiers said in one of our previous videos, if you have Gable win, where do you go from there? I could see them doing a lot of different scenarios with Gable winning. The only part of me that thinks he's not going to win is that they didn't really trust him winning the Intercontinental title, so they're going to put the Money in the Bank on him and trust him being a world champion. I just don't know if I see it, but it is Triple H running things and not Vince. And then you have Drew McIntyre. Now, the reason I think Drew McIntyre is a wild card, if you even count Drew as a wild card, is because there's a really good story they could do with Drew and Priest, where Drew holds the Money in the Bank. He looks at Priest and says, "Oh, you cashed it on me. Now I got the Money in the Bank briefcase. I'm gonna, cash it on you, mofo," and all that. Like I could definitely see that being like a story they do. Like if they want Drew to be a long-term Money in the Bank, you have Gunther win it. Drew eventually cash it on Gunther. You have Drew, finish this feud with Punk for the next few months, and eventually he cashes it on Gunther. I could definitely see that being a possibility. Drew has like the perfect finisher for a Money in the Bank cash in. Like it really fits him a lot. Like the cash in, the champion celebrate, then boom, Claymore out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3. It's a perfect cash in type finisher, obviously. So Drew, I would put Jey Uso as my number one favorite, Drew McIntyre as my number two favorite, and Chad Gable is my number three. The only negative I would say of Drew winning is Drew is kind of like what I said at the beginning of the video. He doesn't really need Money in the Bank. It would definitely fit his character and how he's gotten screwed by Money in the Bank before. Now he has it and he can screw over a champion and get his championship back. The story's definitely there. But Drew still could get his title back without having to win Money in the Bank. So that's my really only complaint. Should be a fun match. Some solid workers in it. I think it's going to be some cool spots. And it should just be a fun match. So final match, we got the women's ladder match for the women's Money in the Bank. Io Sky, Chelsea Green, Naomi, Lyra, Valkyria. Didn't botch that. Thought I would. Tiffany Stratton and Zoe Stark, who a lot of fans are mad that she got in this match over Dakota Kai, and I'm with y'all on that if y'all were in that boat. So between these 6 women, who will win Miss Money in the Bank? Now, Valkyria, I could see being like a really big wild card. I don't know. She's kind of still new to the main roster audience. I don't really know if it's her time yet. I've heard some fans mention her, though, that they want to see her win. That'd be cool and definitely shocking and definitely make her a star right away. It's not saying I hate that idea. Tiffany Stratton's definitely, she's had her outside the ring issues in real life with the racist Instagram and everything. So maybe, they don't push her. I don't know. It's interesting with that. I'm not sure if they're really pushing her, if they're getting back to pushing her after that. She was off TV for a while. It's like maybe they let the heat die down and then they're going to have her win Money in the Bank. Definitely could be a possibility here. Naomi definitely needs to win something. It feels like ever since she's came back, she's just been losing. And obviously she hasn't been losing as much lately, but like it just feels like she's kind of just been there. She's not really important. So this could be an opportunity for them to get Naomi going a little bit. And then Chelsea Green would be an entertaining Miss Money in the Bank and another way to make her, be a little bit taken a little bit more seriously. Like that could be interesting. So I'm gonna put Naomi as my favorite. I feel like this is an opportunity, like I said, to really get Naomi going and get her a win. I'm gonna go Tiffany Stratton number two. I feel like she's still gonna be a star. A lot of wrestlers have had heat and stuff like that. Don't really think she intended the Instagram reel or post the way everybody took it. It just sounded bad and looked bad. But I don't think she really meant anything bad by it. But who knows? But I don't really think they're gonna punish her for that. So I would put her number two, and I would put Chelsea Green as number three. I think either one of those three women could walk out Miss Money in the Bank. There really isn't a bad option. Io Sky has already been Miss Money in the Bank though, so I don't really think she's gonna win again. Could be wrong. And then Zoe Stark just no, not hating on Zoe Stark, but I mean, where do you go with that? Like, I just don't see Zoe Stark really being a Miss Money in the Bank option at this point. She's just been kind of there and just not really connecting to the audience that much. She's kind of just a woman who does cool stuff, but doesn't really have like a cool character or nothing. And some of that's on her, and then some of that's on WWE for not really making her that important. But we'll have to see. So that's my Money in the Bank predictions. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys are looking forward to the pay per view. Again, it's one of the best pay per views of the year in my opinion. That and Royal Rumble. I just love like the unpredictability of these matches, and you can make a star and you can have someone new win, and there's just so much intrigue with the Money in the Bank match. And then Rollins and Priest is very intriguing as well. And then Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn should be fun. And then you got the 3-on-3 tag team match, which is could be a good match too. So very good match card. Think they're gonna have one of the Money in the Bank start off and then one of them end it, or they might have Priest and Rollins main event. I'm not really sure the Bloodline and Cody match. We'll have to see what they decide to do. They always try to switch it up. Make sure to like and subscribe. Check out my other channel, BDJ Gaming, in the description below if you like gaming content. I will see you guys next time. Peace.